I think basically everything tailspin and everything after tailspin, I definitely need a lot of practice on. And certain other game splits, I definitely would like to improve. Hey, Glitchless, how you doing today? I'm sad that's probably going to be the best stage one I'll have ever. Everything else will go downhill from stage two. Ooh, I didn't think I completely jumped over the turtle. At least I still have the hammer. Glad to hear you're doing okay today, Glitchless. How's your practice coming along? I, I saw there was some issues with Mickey's Dangerous Chase, which I can completely understand. I'm never prepared for the enemy jumps. Hopefully you'll have a much easier time with Goof Troop than I did. As far as Magical Quest 2, that should that should definitely be a bit easier than some of the other games to learn. I'm still curious what's the major difference between Max and Goofy? Like, I've always wondered if it was just movement speed or if it's something else. I don't think I've ever managed to make. I don't think I've ever managed to make it to the line with the hammer, so I'll never know that particular attack pattern. Max moves faster, Goofy is stronger. Hmm. I guess I could see that. I wonder, does Max have the faster one player game time? I think all I've really ever seen are here and there is maybe co-op, which honestly looks kind of fun. Maybe even more so now since I actually know the game to a small extent. It would definitely make some of the block puzzles a lot better. For me, it still feels weird that you can't move. The character can't move at all. I'm only glad that the boulders that fall aren't RNG. And I'm still not used to jumping on some of these enemies, not knowing specifically when you're going to jump. Phew, I did not think I was going to make it to that block in time. All I want is one time for this and Gargoyles, and well, a better time for Gargoyles, Goof Troop, and this. I don't even remember how long it took me yesterday to beat some of these games. I think Quackshot was still 2 hours 30 plus. This game as well. Whoops, rats. There goes the hammer. I don't see myself really getting any better in Quackshot. Yeah, the control scheme is not. I'm. It's just that particular control scheme I'm not fond of. I would be ecstatic to have 40 minutes. Great time. Rats. I stood in the center. I forgot the boss goes all the way down before it reaches the other statue. At least if I could keep the hammer for the boss, all it'll take is 5 hits. Ah, I can't believe that I did that. I figured as soon as the sprite would have I figured as soon as the sprite was in the statue, it would have disappeared immediately. Jumping on it takes so long. And it doesn't help that Donald can't actually run. Unlike in Quackshot. And even then his dash isn't all that great. I'm still not sure how to properly make that jump. Okay, I'm not getting enough walk momentum. It just doesn't seem like I can make that kind of a leap. At least from that distance. I think the funniest thing about Quackshot yesterday was trying to trying to trying to attempt that weird block puzzle skip. So many times I bypassed the wall, but even being a couple of inches away from the wall, the game still registered me being inside of it, so I was crushed multiple times. Even to the point where the ladder fell. Um, what I was what I was told was that's great that you was able to do it on your first playthrough through the game. I think what somebody told me was, are you walking in the room or are you sliding in the room when you first go in there? Because that actually does help. I was actually walking into the room, but that wasn't giving me enough time. That wasn't giving me enough time to even throw the first plunger. By the time I even if I did manage to skip it, I wasn't bypassing the wall just enough. So I would still get crushed by the wall even if I was in the middle of the screen. There actually should be a clip about it that somebody did yesterday. But I was told that I should slide into the room instantly, because since they said the wall doesn't start going down immediately until for the puzzle until some seconds in. So hopefully with hopefully the time that you'll have to slide toward the wall should give you just enough time to to do the wall skip. It'll take a small amount of practice, but I think it's completely doable. I tried the dash walk into the room, but unfortunately that doesn't give Donald nearly enough time. Even though Donald's dash isn't really that much of a dash. I almost kind of wish Donald could dash in this game. So are you telling me that Donald kept that lucky dime on him for Quackshot, but we just didn't see it? But yet he was trying to acquire more riches. I could actually see. I actually could see that. Never leave home without it. Whoops. Whoa. Yep. That was gonna happen eventually. I think my favorite animation is the idle animation is hilarious, but I think my favorite animation is the on the ledge tiptoe. The only thing I don't like about the ledge tiptoe, I feel it restricts his movement. If I really needed to make a jump. It's definitely a lot funnier than Mickey's tiptoe animation. And if you've had a chance to play any of the illusion games for the Master System. But it definitely wouldn't be Donald if Donald wasn't getting ready to throw a temper tantrum even from just not doing anything. Hey Tenebrae, how you doing today? Hopefully you're having a nice weekend so far. I'm really hoping I have the proper first split time, and I don't know if there's a minus. I don't know if there's a minus amount before the split should have started, and I actually don't know where the end and split of the game is. The only thing I did right was to make sure to label it the Master System version, because I don't know how much of a difference the Game Gear one is over this. I remember seeing attempts quite a while ago, but the only thing I seem to recall somebody doing was a weird wall water skip in stage two, but I'm not sure how it's done. Whoops. Whoa. You won't lose the hammer when you get hit. Oh, okay. That's very fortunate. But it still has the same. You still have the only two hits and you die symptom, right? Whoops. What an odd username. Hello. I don't even want to say it. But how you doing today? I got quite lucky with the jumps. If it wasn't for the animation, well, oh wow. Did I? Yep, I think I have to reset or take. Actually, no. I'll probably just take the death. Hey, Beatroom. How you doing today? Yeah. That was interesting. I knew I should have just jumped down there sooner. I think I only do that because I don't like the I don't actually know the pattern of the flame of the lava drops. Whoops. Hello, pawn sacrifice. How you doing today? Hopefully you're having a nice weekend so far. Glad to hear you're having a nice weekend, Beachroom. I know usually they're going to fall in a completely different place. But I know for some of the rows it changes up. My question is, where does that left door lead? Does that just take you back a room or two? I thought I remembered somebody explaining that once, but those attempts were quite a long time ago when I saw someone play it last. Maybe I'll get lucky and the game, it won't take me 2.5 hours like it did during yesterday's attempt. I really didn't want the frisbee, but oh well. At least the boss is easy. Hey Ariel, thanks for the good luck. How you doing today? Oh, and I did get a chance to try out Renegade for the Master System. It's quite it's a bit of a difference. Although I didn't get a chance to try out level 4 in its entirety. But it definitely has a different feel if I wanted to utilize running punches. Terrible slow stage. The left door skips the second. Really? So does that just lead you? So if it skips the second disappearing block screen, the second one anyway, does it lead to another troublesome area? Kind of like how this stage does. Ooh, that wind almost hurt me. It brings you to the last screen. No problem if you decide to stick with the change. But that definitely had me a bit curious. I don't think the run is all that long, considering the game itself is only can be well the NES version anyway has been beaten in 5 minutes. Well, actually less than 5 minutes, I should say. Take a Master System version, that's probably going to take a bit longer. Oh, really? 11 minutes don't sound too bad. Hey, developer. How you doing today? Thanks for the good luck. Congrats on Tailspin, by the way. And nice time to boot. So the left door brings you to, so the left door skips that last puzzle section and just brings you to the last screen. That's interesting. Now I'm gonna have to utilize that left door more. Whoops. It's too bad the frisbee seems to be useless against pretty much everything. Glad to hear you're doing okay today, developer, and you're welcome. Any way I could help, even with my bad game playing times. I don't trust this frisbee. Hmm. I think these bosses are what, 8 to 9 hits with the jump, with the by jumping on them. It will be nice not to have to deal with one less disappearing block screen. So, so since you don't lose the hammer in the Game Gear version of this, does that mean you don't ever have to worry about the frisbee at all? Hmm. And I was going to go to the treasure room for extra lives, but oh well. Didn't realize I was already on my last. Okay, actually, that's another thing I had a question about. I've seen this happen before. Despite despite getting the hammer, losing it, and then the death, I still started out with the frisbee. Oh, so the frisbee still will drop even if I have the hammer. So that means accidental pickups are a thing. I would definitely, I would definitely not be fond of that. I'm still curious as to if I have the hammer, I took a hit and I died with it. Why, why do I start off with the frisbee? But yet I have almost no chance for a hammer drop if I have an active frisbee. Did I continue? Yes. Oh, it's a bug? Oh, hmm. That's odd. On the plus side, stars are health. So you mean I can actually have more than I can actually have more than two hit points. That would actually be a blessing. Shorter than what they are now? That would actually surprise me. Now you're actually making me curious. Rats. And I really wanted the hammer. I wonder if they fixed. I wonder if they fixed some of the hitbox detection. Unless when I'm jumping on various enemies, I'm not squarely on the. I'm not squarely at the top. Hmm. Oh well, I'll just go without the hammer. Or not. The hammer actually would have been helpful for this room. Hmm. I wonder if certain vases always have drops. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up dying somehow in the Tetris room. At least before I can get to the one of the mini treasure rooms for extra lives. Yep. I guess there's no such thing as the Tetris room having good RNG for the block drops. Maybe if I'm lucky, I'll get invincibility for one of the areas. Hey, Frankie Frameskip. How you doing today? Hopefully you're having a nice weekend so far. Hey, dear, you're doing okay today? Whoops. I really should have waited. Actually, it's the Lucky Dime Caper for Sega Master System. Hmm. All right. Oh, so I actually have to wait on the top block? Hmm. Okay, good. I still have plenty of lives. Hmm. Good. I definitely did not want the frisbee. I should still have the key. I don't have the key. That's unfortunate. I should have went back to the treasure room for a hammer or something. That easy. I wouldn't even want to imagine trying to just jump on that particular boss without a hammer. At least I remember that particular skip in the first room. It's going over the entire castle is terrible. Terrible jumps. And all I had to do was wait. Still not fond of this room. Hey, pawn sacrifice. How you doing today? Hey dear, you having a nice weekend so far? Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it can't be helped. I try to mute when I can. Aw. I don't know. I feel it's distracting. Actually, I don't even know why I'm going to the boss without the hammer. Oh wait, never mind. I don't even have the hammer to begin with. Yeah, this will be a game over. Another one anyway. Oh, without the skips, even more so. I'm glad the frisbee actually does hit, can actually hit the crystal, but who knows how many hits that would require. I would like a hammer drop though, just so I'm not stuck with the frisbee. Not sure what made me think I could walk under both sets of statues. Nah, the game doesn't like anyone. Ah, I was due for a hammer drop sooner or later. Oops. In my first playthrough, I didn't know what the direction was to get to Magica, and I didn't know that going in the bottom of the room just repeats it. It is, especially since you're ah, especially since you have to damage boost the first room in the game. It's like once I can make it through with the hammer, the the boss is easy. See? I think that's still better than how long it took me yesterday. Terrible time still. Guess I'll save these horrible splits for now. Poor Donald.